Welcome back to the Canadian Esports Championship Series. We just came off an absolute banger with Mostly Harmless sweeping the floor with the Dragon. They are currently playing a second game offline. We will get that score shortly, but upcoming we have another doubleheader. Casuals versus No Guidance. If you're just tuning in, we're going to go over a little bit what we're expecting to see, and then we'll hop into those map vetoes. Wes, Jake, thanks so much for casting the last game, but I want to know your predictions for this upcoming one. Wes, let's start with you.
Sure. I have to call you out first, though, Wilby, because, I love your enthusiasm, but if you start calling every game an absolute banger, we're going to have some problems. And a 13 to
Do you
1, maybe there's a different
okay,
superlative.
hold on. Let me rephrase that. So it's the game wasn't a banger, but we saw some absolute
True. Yep.
stomping from some players. You know what I mean? Like we
Yep.
had some
You could
amazing
argue that
performances.
all games are absolute bangers
Mm.
in certain ways. So fair enough. Fair enough.
They,
I'll let it slide, Dylan.
you know,
I'll let it
guns
slide.
guns bang. You know, most
Yeah,
games are
definitely.
bangers, right?
Some people got banged out, definitely, in that game.
Exactly, right. It's loose vocabulary. It's English. It doesn't make sense anyways, right? Look at the plural of goose and moose, right?
Yep. Language is evolving. It's always evolving. We'll talk
It
about
is.
that more on our podcast, but that doesn't exist. But as we
Yeah.
come into this, in terms of predictions, it's hard to really predict against the number one team. I've talked about casuals being streaky, definitely on and off days, but casuals are they're even their lowest day, they're at such a high level, and they have just been improving as well. It hasn't been a perfect upward slope, but they've definitely been improving all the way through the season, game by game, and they've been able to sort of lock down a um, little bit more consistent of a composition, maybe a little bit more consistent of a setup with their team. Ryan going over more so to the duelists, and Swass, of course, just being a really great addition a little bit later to their team, showing up super, super clutch in a lot of situations. On Sova, for instance, is something to look out for. So even though No Guidance do have something to bring to the table and are really, quite a strong team, definitely beyond their placement in the league, I still got to predict casuals.
What are you feeling? What do you think about this? Right? I mean, Wes made a lot of really good points, and but what do you think this is upset potential coming out of No Guidance, or do you think it's kind of this is the expected outcome that we're kind of still predicting?
I think with Valorant, there's always a chance of an upset. Something about MR13 plus very impactful pistols. You get the economy rolling. It's not unheard of for an unknown team to take down literally one of the bests in North America. So with that in mind, I wouldn't think it's absolutely crazy that the 6th seed here could take out the 1 seed. But of all the teams in this league, the the team who looks the most practiced, the team who looks like they spend the most hours in scrims watching VODs, it's casuals. They come out with a plan and an identity that just looks good and solid, like that they should be competing with Mostly Harmless in the VCT event.
All right.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. I think that we've seen some world class potential from all of our top teams, and yeah, it's just like really impressive stuff. They are so hard to take down, but No Guidance have taken a lot of rounds off of them. Have definitely been able to challenge them in certain situations. I think holistically, you've got to go with casuals, but No Guidance, like you said, anything can happen in MR13, man. It's just so volatile, and that's some part of what's so great about Valorant. It's so fast paced. Anything can happen. There's a lot of different options with all the different agents. So yeah, we're coming in. We're ready. I'm ready for the upset, even though I don't expect the upset. I'm mentally prepared for it.
I think
Yeah, depending on the map we see. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say though, I think that even though like we can mentally prepare for an upset, it's something that I guess an underdog story is always kind of sweet, right? Everybody always loves
Mhm.
an underdog story, so I think I'll never I'll never root against an upset, but you have to be realistic, and you guys are right. Casuals are coming in with preparation. They're coming in with Honestly, a very diverse skill set, and like you're saying, they should be competing, at the top with mostly harmless in that type of category. So I really want to see what they're going to bring forward, especially with them being so comfortable changing up agent meta. But Jake, all floor is yours.
Oh yeah. So all I was going to say is, depending on the map we see, I wonder if we'll see any anti-stratting, any like deliberate ideas that no guidance is going to put into place because of things that they've seen casuals do. Because I think casuals has some executes, not to say readable executes, but like I was saying, I think they're the most practiced team, and as such, they're going to have the most executes, which theoretically could make them readable. But that's a question for the strategic minds of no guidance if they're going to be able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, the question is, how much of these, how much preparation, how much dedication do both of these teams have? I think that that's one of the places where you've got to give the edge to casuals. They are such an organized group. They really are putting some resources behind what they're bringing to the table in terms of this league and their organization in general. And I've got to imagine they've got somebody on that job making sure that they, have got these VODs reviewed, making sure they've done a little bit of preparation for each team. We know they did it for mostly harmless, and I can only imagine they want to make sure they take out these, teams down below them in the rankings as well, and they're going to be prepared for every game. So casual is definitely looking into that, but of course, there's always the chance no guidance could find some of that guidance and could do the same. So we don't know what to expect from them. I'm excited for this map veto though.
Vito is coming in. Perfect timing there, Wes. We have Haven banned by casuals. They are the team number one in the first game. As we were saying, though, this is a double header, so no guidance will be team one or host in the second matchup, just the way it worked out this week. Wondering what no guidance is going to play into. I mean, I don't really know their map pool, but it looks like they are banning Icebox, and I think that's probably a smart choice against what we've seen out of casuals on there before.
Certainly.
Icebox taken out there. So yeah, we could see another Ascent. We could have a doubleheader on Ascent. I would love to see a split. We've very scarcely seen split at all in this league. I think that a lot of teams just aren't that comfortable with it. It's a very tight map. You really have to sort of know what you're doing coming into it. You can't pug that well on split the way you can on something like Ascent. So we'll see. Definitely, Casual's taking their time with it though.
Wonder if we're going to see any Astra this game. We saw one last game, which has been not very common so far.
I didn't notice a lot of the impact of Astra last game. I didn't notice a lot of the sucky coming in. Ascent is being taken out, so it's going to be Bind or Split. I'm really happy to see this, even though I love Ascent. I think Bind and Split are some of the least played maps so far in our season, and both of them are great, so I'm excited to see that. But yeah, Astra definitely can be successful on both of these maps.
Yep.
I think Astra does best into choke points, in terms of making sure there's the least amount of space available, but also the creative use of that ult, which doesn't seem to be that solved, and it is indeed going to be Bind coming in. Really great map, and very exciting stuff. Time will tell what the agent compositions are, but I'm really excited to see Bind here.
Yeah, I like to see Bind. Split is also a good Astra map, but Bind very common for Astra, Bind very common for Omen, Bind very common for Brim. Very open to multiple different interpretations of how to play the composition.
Players are
Yeah.
slowly readying up as well. I think we're actually about to get this game live. I Wes, you said both Bind and Split are good maps. I disagree. I don't really like Split, and it's because I'm not
enough.
good at Valorant, and I don't know team coordination that well. That's why I'm Arena main,
I'll
because
say
all I do is run and click.
I'll say this. I think I can see why you say that, because Split is the most Valorant of all the Valorant maps.
Yeah.
Even more than
Yeah.
Haven, I think. Even though Haven has the 3 sites,
Yeah.
Split is so unlike anything in Counter-Strike. Any Counter-Strike. So we've got, that's why I say, even though I like Split, it's the most Valorant map. But right now, looks like we're set to Ascent here on this There we go. We're switching over.
There.
But yeah, Split is the most Valorant map out of all the maps, and so you can see why the CS veterans might shy away from it over to something more like Ascent or even Icebox. Just because you know the use of those ropes, the very small corridors, the twists and turns in Split, and just it's a small map in general. Definitely, you can see why teams are shying away from it. Bind, on the other hand, it does have some very Valorant-like aspects to it. It's got you know, sort of those main corridors in CS, they're often very open, like Ascent mid. In Bind, they're not. You got to go through really tight choke points to get anywhere on this map. And so, we'll see what the compositions do come in. But like you said, something like a Brimstone can be really strong in a situation like that. Obviously, Raze is almost always seen on Bind. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what these teams go for. And already, it's No Guidance locking all of their agents in.
Yeah, it's funny coming into the start of the game. I think and maybe a lot of people thought of Bind as like will the teleporters be important to the map or will it just be a gimmick? I think in Overwatch, if anyone knows Horizon Lunar Colony, there's an
Sure.
outdoor area where you can go into the no grav. There's just no gravity there. And I remember when it came out, everyone was like, is there a point to this? Is there something you can use this for? And
Yep.
the answer was no. I never, ever, ever saw an Overwatch professional go out there.
Select your agent.
Because why would you, right? And
Right.
it's not the case on Bind. There are uses for the teleporters. They're
Yeah.
a little bit more niche than we thought they might be coming into the game, but they should be. You don't want the teleporter to be the most important part of the map, really.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's actually turns out to have been a really nice inclusion in this map. It's like you said, it doesn't define the map in so far as you don't need to have constant teleporter control in order to have success on this map, but it can be used very well. Obviously, certain agents can fake it, which is really exciting. So anyway, yeah, I'll let you get the last word in before we go over to the game. But yeah, I totally agree, and I think Bind has its own idiosyncrasies.
Well, I actually was listening to what you were saying, Jake, and I think that's exactly what the thought process was. I didn't really put it to words, but absolutely, our teleport's going to be this gimmicky thing. Oh, you can. I felt, I think most people coming to the game kind of felt like it was a little bit, childish, a little bit, comical. But yeah, I think the teleporter has become a pinnacle part, especially the fact that you can use your utility through it. And I think because Riot allowed it like that, we have like a Raze. N1 will probably see his bot there. We see Sova. There was drone there, all that stuff. And as I say that, they're running up short, so I'll leave it to you boys.
All right, we are getting into the game.
Last player
We do have. Oh my God! We didn't even get to see anything. Oh man, Wilby. Well, I'm glad that you got your got your words out about the round.
Executed so fast. All right.
Casuals flooding into A site, taking the first round flawlessly on the pistol. You can see already they are working on those here. So see the full buy coming in. Yeah, a couple of rifles, a couple of SMGs for casuals.
Take out their
Actually, kind of interesting. We're seeing two fully bought up rifles, a Vandal and a Phantom.
Yeah, Fantal and a Vandam coming in here for casuals. Wall coming in at B, and Ryan is the one who is stuck onto the Ghost, going around the corner and making it happen. There we go, jump gets taken down. A flash comes through. They do get control here of B long. Teleporter has been used, and actually Saintic gets a kill in the smoke, but Raw, one of the star players over on the side of casuals, really making that Omen feel like a duelist sometimes. Saintic, though, more Ghost kills, and this player could go down as well, as he's very low. Shot was all it would take, but Raw's got the Vandal. Saintic gonna be blinded? Not quite. Going around the corner. Ryan might be ready for this. Oh, and the timing wasn't quite right. Ryan did see the hand, but then just swung it, and it managed to get picked up by Ryan. So there we go, 2-0 for casuals.
Man, Ryan's got some snappy aim. I wonder what his sensitivity is, because it's got that Fortnite sensitivity to it,
Got that
Swinging it
Call of
around.
Duty flavor coming in. I don't know if Call of Duty players use high sensitivity, but I imagine they must with all the sprinting.
Yeah, I think that's a good assumption.
In any case, we'll have to ask some of our Call of Duty experts tomorrow when we see some COD on the stream. But it is 2-0 for casuals. New boy coming in. Showers push is on, and Bind tends to favor the defense in a lot of cases here in a lot of matchups. So expecting casuals to pick up a lot of rounds, especially this first 3. But the full buy is already on in round 3, and Swass is going with the shotgun Sage play.
Yeah, and we got no guidance looking at this A site, which is heavily fortified. 4 players for casuals already there.
They have rotated over, yeah, so definitely going to be tough to take this one. And already a kill has gone down, though, so 5 versus 4 on the attack. Very important here. Saintic is close to getting that Hunter's Fury up as well. Could really help in either this round or the next if he picks up a couple more. But they're playing
And
it very
the
slow.
longer they linger here, the more people are rotating off the A site. It's a very, very nice patient play that's gotten them at least 1 rotate off.
Finally, they do pull the trigger. N1 and J-Boy trade out. Here comes Swass around through the smoke with the shotgun. Swass finally gets taken down. It's a 2 versus 3 retake here. Plant will be about to go down. J-Boy with a nice headshot there into heaven. J-Boy finding another one finally. Couple of mulligans, and then B-Boy goes down as well. So they get on the board. A 3rd round, full gun round coming in. Not what we often see, especially in those mostly harmless games, but that means that no guidance are on the board here with 1-2.
Yeah, J-Boy got a little bit lucky. He wasn't expecting 2 people to be peeking him heaven, but he did not get taken down by Cypher, even after a couple missed shots like you highlighted. But
well, yeah, and they didn't go for the trade, really, it looked
Yeah.
like. They just sort of peeked him 1 by 1, so he did get to play those 2 1v1s.
And we're leaning towards A for the attack once again. Showers control, very important. J-Boy gets the opening as Ryan replies on the other side of A.
We got a big flank coming in as Ryan is getting more. The Frenzies are working in this round so far. It's a 4 versus 3 in favor of the defense, even though they don't have the... Oh, B-Boy almost finds jump all around the corner. Jump will heal up there, and Saintic will even out the player count. So now 3 versus 3 with much superior guns over on the side of no guidance.
I've got your trail.
B-Boy has found a gun, though. There's the Sky ult coming in. Saintic, oh no, doesn't find the angle. Didn't expect B-Boy to have picked up that long-range Guardian. Bomb has gone down.
This is a difficult situation now. Bomb planted 2v3.
They have good positions here, so Jump backing up and giving as many spaces as they can, making them push further forward. There's the peak. Jump with a nice shot there, and J-Boy as well. Now it's probably up to Ra to either... Well, it's probably to save this gun. It's just so difficult, but he is walking up, maybe looking for an exit here. The money isn't great. Wants to save, maybe prevent the save. Yeah, Ra's going to prevent it. He's going to try to shoot one and then hit through the teleporter, but J-Boy denies that one. They don't keep any guns. J-Boy isn't going to keep his either, though. So only 1 player remaining, and it is Jump. Has no guidance, even up the score against an eco.
And J-Boy's been finding some really nice frags. He had 3 on that round. But, you know, Sky, of all the support characters, I think is one of the most duelisty that you can play. Like, it's difficult to flash yourself in with her birds, but
Yep.
I would say it's better than Breach, especially because of the way you can like fake flash. It's really interesting that we've been seeing that recently. Like you send a bird and don't pop it, and they've already
Right.
turned, and
Yeah.
and you get that free entry. And as I'm speaking, Swass on the A short. I think he was boosted up on his wall.
Yeah.
It looks like got a nice pick.
And good for you, Swass. I never get kills from there when I boost myself. But Swass does find one, now having picked up a rifle instead of that shotgun. So a pretty common one you'll see from Wes Rambo's ranked games, playing shotgun at A short. But trades are coming over at Hookah this time. It's a 4 versus 3 in favor of the defense. Daryl's going to hit the teleporter, and that's a fake, potentially, because the bomb is still over by B. And yeah, look at this. Jitterbug was walking over towards B long, but actually they're going to rotate the long way.
Very interesting idea coming out here. I wonder if this was kind of put together on the fly. It seems like it might have been.
One is holding on to that showstopper, so it's going to be difficult. Here is fake. Oh, the dash through. Daryl just not able to get far enough to get out of cover. And one making a lot of stuff happen from that cubby. It's going to be 2 kills. And yeah, they went for the flash and the smoke, but just a little bit of limited utility, and you're trying to block out certain positions, but that's one of those positions you can't block out with just those 2 abilities. So it's going to be a 3-2. Casuals take the lead once again. And we are now on the save for no guidance.
Yeah, and speaking of practice and discipline, like I think that round really did show how disciplined casuals can be. They split up the 2v2, 2 players onto either site. You know, they weren't over rotating or overreacting. And then on the flip side, I actually think the flash plus the dash could have been a big play if they had been a little bit more practiced. And Ryan and N1 are cleaning up these eco frags.
Yeah, just an eco around here. Saintic does find one. Saintic's been nice on these pistols so far, but Ryan finishes that one off. That's going to be, I believe, 4 kills on the board for him that round. So taking the top frag position. 4-2 for casuals. And like you say, they're looking more disciplined every time. I think, they're really dedicating a lot of time into preparation, like you mentioned. And it's, you can see it in the server already. Even though they're not going up against such tough competition as Mostly Harmless or Sup Buddy, they still make sure they stick to those fundamentals and stick to a really, practiced game plan. And, well, what they say about practice, so Casual is looking to make perfect for this league. Push out. Saintic trades with Raw. The ult from the Phoenix didn't find anything there, and Jump actually, doesn't quite manage to pick one off. There's Daryl being able to get that. Oh. Jump gets the heal.
Unfortunate slow there.
Definitely. So here's Casual. Here's B-Boy getting the ultimate, so they're going to spot out that res. All 3 players, they know exactly where they are, and they're going to be able to do some sort of pincer movement here, but actually A is wide open. Swastik, look at this position, coming in for the flank. They were watching it, but oh no, they turned away.
Man.
Here's Saintic. Doesn't quite get found. Swastik has to heal up. He's around the corner, takes a couple of shots. Really nice gunplay from Swastik. The plant did go down.
Yeah. Swastik actually doing a good job surviving there, to be honest.
Hey boy, really low here. Here's the Phoenix wall coming through. Flash is going to come through it. Jump in a bit of a tricky spot, but Swas and Ryan are the ones to clean it up. Great hit there on the retake coming in. Bit of a weird round, kind of circled all the way around the map, but in the end, Casuals still, like you say, with the fundamentals, they get a great combo and they get the site.
Yeah, and it's a different set of abilities to take short that round, but you can see where they flipped the situation. Casuals has to retake A, and the timing behind the flash and the peek is just perfect, right? Where on the other side, the flash came in, and N1 was able to dodge it, and then the dash came in, and the dash also missed the smoke, so a couple issues with that short take that could be cleaned up, and Casuals showing them how to do it.
There you go. Maybe do a little VOD review. Definitely see the dichotomy. There's the slow and nade combo you talked about. Did that find any damage? Ra is the one who finds damage in the end. Saintic goes down early. Once again, it's pistols, though. Over on the side of no guidance. And 5-2 the score here. In favor of Casuals.
We've seen a lot of pistol rounds this tonight, but have we seen any pistol round wins? I'm not actually sure.
Maybe 1 or 2. Jump does find one. Maybe we're about to see one now as they have complete control of the site here. There's plenty of utility available to go back in. Even the Sage and Brimstone ult if needed. That's definitely what Jitterbug's going to be playing off of because they are definitely trying for this round at this point. All sitting on site kind of stuck here. You need to find those Deagle kills. Here's a trade coming in. That's good for the attackers. 2 versus 3. 2 versus 2 now. Swastik going to come in. Might choose to bait the resurrection here, but instead goes over the wall, doesn't
no.
quite find Daryl. Now goes for it, but jumps down. It's only 2 remaining. Here's Jump, has to find this kill, and he does. Thrifty coming in by the skin of their teeth. They pick up the round, and you asked for a pistol round win, and No Guidance delivers.
I love that. A Sage Sheriff 1v1 to decide the round. That's about as intense as it gets.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the standoff. Play the good, the bad, and the ugly theme. 2 sages.
It really was
Matching
high
up.
noon right there.
Definitely. As we come into the the next round here. 5-3 still. And Guns fully bought.
Guns fully bought. They've got 3 ults on the side of No Guidance. All support ults, no duelist ults. I wonder if they're going to try and use them this round.
Already Raw taking a bit of damage there. All players grouped up at A short. Lots of presence here. Swastik once again finding a nice. I'm gonna have to review Swas's POV so I can figure out how to get kills off that Sage wall because I just always die. But Swas does well there again. 5 versus 4 in favor of the defense. Showers is the play right now. Remember that Brimstone ultimate still available. Actually, every single ultimate over on the side of No Guidance is available. The Omen ult. Look at that. But the
And
res comes in.
too.
Yeah, he's stuck that ult, so they're gonna try to find it. Daryl goes
Oh my
forward, Rock
God.
finds 2, Raw with 3rd, and Jump finally trades it out and destroys the Phantom who was haunting their team from the flank. They're gonna run towards A, but Ryan is here. B-Boy is the one to find the kill through the wall, though, and Spike is dropped in an absolutely ridiculous spot right in the middle of Hookah, fully covered right now, and that round was all Raw. But hang on, Jitterbug coming through. No way. Oh no.
He's gonna get knifed.
No, Ryan wants the knife,
No.
and he says, "No, I don't have the wherewithal to do that." So takes out Jitterbug, but a nice attempt, great ultimate there by Ra, and unfortunate for Daryl who dashed forward, maybe trying to catch that Omen on a timing. Instead, he's the one who gets caught. Ra with a 3K.
Yeah, you have to wonder if he was aware of the Omen's position and was trying to take advantage of it, or if it was a misclicked ability, honestly,
a little
because
odd,
it's a little
yeah.
strange. But other than that, I mean, Omen's ult should never result in a 3K. Like, it's so difficult to put yourself in a good position with that thing and not be found out. Ryan is already ulting down mid. Doesn't find any utility out of that.
Yeah, now they're going to try to push him in. They know that Ryan must be around this corner. Uses the smoke to get to the other side. This could be a really good position. Jitterbug finding Ra on the other side, though. Boy, now. Swass with a great peek coming in. Doing it all on his own. Ryan just has to wait and kind of direct the troops there. 2 versus 4 now for the attackers. Jump holding onto the spike, but if he chooses to go to the less defended site of A, he's still going to have to face up against N1 here.
And they definitely want to play for post plant with this Brim ult, but it's a 2v5, and already getting the dink. N1, what are you doing?
N1, such a great play there. Yeah, the grenade, the satchel up, grabs the dink on the player who wasn't even planting, and then takes down the planter. N1 just totally denying that play. Yeah, and the question is, like, do you play for the Brimstone ult there in a 2v4? Because, it doesn't secure the round, that's for sure. This isn't bronze matchmaking or anything. People know how to bait out that ult, but they end up not even getting the opportunity to go for it. So 7-3 now the score. We said defensive-sided map, so still we're looking at, a reasonable scoreline here, and we still do have, remember, the Brimstone and the Sova Ultimate available. Great for securing close rounds. We'll see if that Hunter's Fury and that Aerial Strike come into play.
I think it's a little bit worrying, though, that 2 rounds ago I highlighted these 3 ults that they have, and they still have the same ults. They didn't find
Swass.
a chance to use it. Yes, Swass cleaning up this eco round.
Yep, like you said, eco round and didn't have the chance to use it. Swass with a nice push there. Aggressive play coming in, and it's only J-Boy remaining. Looks for a spray down, a little awkward. Has the opportunity to at least get control of showers, but so difficult from here. All the utility available as well, so J-Boy, can you pull off a miracle here? No, you can't. B-Boy takes him down. The two boys meeting up. And the B is the one who takes him down. So that's going to be 8-3 for the last round. Another gun round here, and, well, it's time to use those ultimates, man.
Yeah, I would have liked to see them used earlier on one of those 2 pivotal gun rounds, which they lost.
Right.
And they didn't even have, it looked like they didn't even have a chance to get their ults off, you know? They were just annihilated.
Yeah, and you know the aggressive defense play of Casuals, I think, is partly contributing to that. They sort of end the round before it even begins. Look at this N1 going for it as well.
God.
Oh, huge showstopper!
No.
Does only find one, and actually Jump ends up coming out ahead there, even with the res. But the flank is coming in on Market. This is going to be so clutch. They got here so fast. The wall coming in. That's such a great Sky ultimate as well, though. Here we go. They are using these to the full effect. They're gonna know 2 players are flanking. It's already a 5 versus 3 with Saintic finding 2 more. Wow. And no guidance have just opened up in this final round, finding an extra breath of fresh air. Here's Ryan having to get out of the Brimstone ultimate. Stuck on the other side of the wall. Coming in, and there's Jump with the finisher. And they do get up to 4 with a really, really excellent round. We were asking for those ultimates, and that was the perfect way to use them right there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, to be honest, though, it's a little dangerous because N1 messed up his timing. I'm not going to lie. He had a great play, but you saw that he peeked around the corner, or he's flying around the corner while the rocket is still being pulled out, and he's clicking. You could tell he's clicking. He had a 2K on the Sage and the Sky, and because it took a little too long for the rocket to pull out, he only gets a kill on the Sky, and he ends up dying and allowing Sky to be rezzed, which puts his team down heavily.
Yeah, and you know, some of these Raze highlights we've seen from professional play or on Reddit or whatever, a lot of those came from before the nerf where the rocket takes longer to pull out because it is way more difficult to set up now. The timing is way tighter. So, yeah, like you said, they fall victim to that. And pistol round coming in. It's very important No Guidance finds this because they are definitely up against it with an 8-4 scoreline. Now, Saintic finds a nice trade there, getting a couple of kills. Saintic has to face up against multiple angles, though. It's a 2v4. These players are very low on HP, so we'll see if the 2 players remaining on No Guidance can get it done. Boy doesn't find one. Swastik with a great headshot coming in. It's only Jump left on 20 HP. Missing. Finally gets B-Boy there. But the spam through the wall is likely to finish him off, and there's Raw. 3 players remaining, and the pistol round is taken over on the side of Casuals.
Yeah, all 3 players in the red there, but it didn't feel like there was much of a chance for that 1v3, 1v4 situation, really. Looking into this round, though, we have an eco coming up for the side of No Guidance, of course. I'd like to see a little something special on this eco round, you know, a push together, a stack together, rather than what looks like kind of a default.
Yeah, you'd hope for some sort of stack. There is a shorty on Jump who is hiding behind this wall, and the wall is also going to block out the bot. So they know that there could be a player here, but the nade isn't used. Here comes the shorty! Oh, and just a little too far away. We're going to get access there to the site. And this is probably going to be pretty much a standard eco here. So taking stock of the situation, they're going to be up 10-4 unless if No Guidance can pull off a miracle, and it has to be Saintic. So 10-4. You've got to pull out something special on the defensive side of Bayern.
Yeah. And if you're in a situation like this, I just really think there's no reason not to go for something a little bit out there.
Sure.
Because you're not going to win a defaulted round. Sage had a shorty alone in hookah. Like, say you have 5 players there with shorties.
Yeah.
No one's going to expect that. They might have gotten like 3 kills there.
Yep. Yeah, I advocate for that as well. I think you should go for some cheesy stuff in rounds like that where you've got to, where it's all or nothing. Like, yeah, like you say, surely the best percentage to win the round is not just sitting with no armor pistols in a default position on defense. So, yeah, maybe we'll see a little more of that coming through. We have seen it from some teams. This time, though, they've got a bit more of a set play with the Omen blind coming in. Jump getting spammed out, but Jump actually finds a nice kill coming out there and walls off Hookah as backs up.
The healers healing each other.
Yeah, so much healing. Double support play over in B site. And it's already a 5 versus 2. A great hold this time over on the side of no guidance.
Yeah, Sage is getting some nice value out of that wall. It's a very strong position to wall off, I think.
Sage and Hookah is just so good. You do see Sage on A short a lot as well. It's a really important choke point. But in Hookah, you've got so many options. On A short, you pretty much have just this spot we're looking at right now. Basically the only wall that only helps your team and never theirs. But at Hookah, lots of different options there. Ooh, Daryl actually does find one through the smoke. And it's only N1 remaining here. So 5 versus 1. You're looking to take this gun away. You have to start chipping away at that economy. So I would go hunting if I were them, although their economy also a little bit in shambles, so it definitely is a risk. Looks like they are just going to allow the save here with 15 seconds remaining.
Yep. Something about these Valorant saves just feel
10 seconds left.
so long. Like, I don't know what, maybe it's
know.
because like a round is like almost just over sometimes in the first 30 seconds, which maybe it's just less common in the other game, but N1's going to be able to carry his rifle on into the next round.
You don't see many, like, real... At least in our league, there aren't that many really long waits before hits. In CS, you see it all the time, Last-second bomb plants are constantly happening. Valorant, it's so scarce, I feel. I mean, maybe in the higher level of competitive play, it happens more. I'm sure it does, but even then, I think, it's just so fast-paced, and the abilities give you so much, aggression potential.
Yeah, I think definitely the abilities, like you said, make a big difference in that aspect.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest factor here. They come, though, over to A site.
Ooh, fast rotate. Everybody's heading towards this A site.
Yeah, and they're not near the teleporter. They're at showers. So look at this. Yeah, the entire squad is here. All 10 players gathering at the A site. Time to spoil the party, says Jitterbug as he waits on an off angle beside showers. Looking for that kill. Somebody were to be so bold as to come through the smoke. Now, actually, Jitterbug is the bold one coming in. Ooh, and finding a nice timing on Ryan, who just was showing his shoulder out through the smoke. So great work by Jitterbug there. For another peek. Jitterbug doesn't find that one, but peeks out the other side. Good play, but find either player, and the wall comes up. Here. There's no res available, though, for Swass. So I think maybe he thought he had it. Yeah, well, look at this. I can actually see through it.
Never seen that angle.
No way he's getting a kill through here. But Raw does equalize. 4 versus 4. Saintic is in a great spot. Saintic does find one. N1 has already found a pick. N1 gets 2 on site. Now, just as I say, they don't wait last second for plants very often. They do exactly that. Just get the plant down here. There's the res, and now it's jump. 1 versus 4 on the Sage. Hit by Paranoia. You got to go for this. They need rounds so badly, and I don't know. I mean, how do you even approach this with no wall available? One already gets taken down to start, but there's no way he's expecting this push, but he does flick and get it. Has to heal up. Almost ticking down. He has the res available as well, but the reload coming in. Oh, such unfortunate timing. Jump had such a difficult situation there, though. Got a couple of kills out of it, but 11-5 the score. Casuals still showing strength here on Bind.
Yeah, Jump was able to secure himself some frags, but it didn't feel like he was I don't know if he was ever really trying to go for
Yeah.
that round. Like, as the time was ticking down, he was kind of
Yep.
just waiting in the smoke for an exit. Ended up getting two, but um, you could see he briefly thought about investing the
Yeah,
res
that's what I
into
was
it.
thinking. Yeah.
It maybe just not working out.
Maybe if he had a player right next to him, he could go for a
Yeah.
res bait, try to rush that defuse, but default this time from the attackers. They are kind of moving back. They're moving further up, and now this time Sage is playing further back on B, so N1 gets a little control there, and they do get long as well. Being held. Jump is going to hear that. Going to wall up. They're breaking it, so they want B.
Yep, there's already 4 defenders on this site, and CSL look primed to explode out. Here they come.
Yeah, there's the Phoenix ult. Two kills going back and forth. Trades in. Here's Ryan and Ra opening up. Oh man, kills going back and forth so quickly. Saintic needs to find something with his Hunter's Fury and doesn't. So Jitterbug not being able to hit that molly, but is able to hit the shot. It's now a 2 versus 2. Jitterbug's 1 away from an ultimate critically. So if he finds a kill here, he's likely to secure the round if he uses the ultimate right. Saintic, though, is the one peeking the angle. Luka is controlled as well. Smoke still available to come down. There
Got
is
the
the
camera.
defuse. Didn't get it halfway, but the cam got off. That delays them a lot. Continues to tick. Here comes Ryan, but the kill goes down. There we go. Saintic with the trade, and that is going to be another round on the board for No Guidance with a really nice 2v2 retake there.
Yeah, and Ryan almost had a moment there. I think he might have been considering the trigger discipline play, something
Sure,
along those
sure.
lines, where there are 2 targets and his brain got caught up between which target to go after,
Yep.
and it ended up being neither that he could bring down, which is unfortunate because he had a second there that he could have gotten a 2K, honestly.
Definitely had an opportunity, and a player as good as Ryan, you definitely can't count him out. But in the end, it does go over to the side of No Guidance, and a great opening there by Jitterbug. Didn't even have to use the Brimstone ultimate, so that one's still going to be available. Very strong on the attack. Here comes on the defense. Here comes Casuals. Here
Oh.
comes Ryan. Goes for the kills. Does get one. Jitterbug takes out 2, though. Jitterbug's really popping off on the defense here in this round, and the spike has been dropped at A short. But Ryan is still deep in the site. Here comes Jitterbug.
Oh, no.
Jitterbug misses the shot. Finally does find it, but Ra gets jump. Oh, and N1 with a great shot here. These rounds are so slow until they're not. But Saintic gets a kill on N1. It's only Ra remaining, holding onto the Vandal and the Spike. Up against 2. Ra's got the ultimate available as well. Flash comes in, and Saintic just wins the aim duel straight up. Great work there. Saintic is really popping off in the aim department here,
Yeah.
with Jitterbug kind of holding down the utility. And the little bit of a second wind has been coming in from No Guidance.
Yeah, I would say Jitterbug's really showing how, and no shade here, how you can be very effective in this game without
Sure.
having a dominating aim. You know,
Yep.
some players take their aim and use that as the most important factor for getting kills, but Jitterbug is just playing good positions, using his utility well, reading where people are going to push from, and that's putting him in a position to get kills.
I think I might have said this before in our cast, but, you know, really showing us if you're not a good shot today, there are other ways to be useful.
I do love that line.
It's so good. Sova's lines are like some of my favorites, man. But here comes the showstopper. N1. Oh my
What?
goodness. Daryl finally somehow manages to avoid it, but still goes down. That is some ninja stuff coming in from the Jet, but still, they do manage to get onto the site. N1 has taken a bit of damage, and J-Boy has found a kill. 3 versus 4 retake here. Ryan holding down Showers. The heal will come in from Swass, and this is a really difficult retake. That's a great wall placement, but Jitterbug has gotten deep into, oh no, gotten deep in, and B-Boy is able to shut them both down at U-Haul. B-Boy with 2 really crispy headshots, and Saintic is following up. Will B-Boy find another? He does! B-Boy is absolutely just telling him U-Haul is closed for business right now, not while I'm around. Brings them up to match point here, and yeah, really great entry there. N1, I honestly have no idea how Daryl survived that initial showstopper, but does get taken down anyway.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he missed the showstopper but still got the kill is a little
Yeah.
nuts. Like, um, I wonder what that looked like from Jet's perspective there,
Yes, yeah.
because it must have been confusing.
Now, Sage is in hookah again, so this Boombot is only going to find a Sage wall almost for sure. You can see it has to be a big save. No, actually does let the... Oh, so close. Just... That's actually a nice little bit of tech because the Raze was ready to shoot the wall, so the bot still went in. Jump puts it up at the very last second. Here comes the Phoenix ultimate. Jump is standing on top of the wall. They're not going to expect this. Here we go. There's one. Goes around the corner to try to surprise B-Boy, but his aim is too good right now and gets the trade. 4 versus 4 here. B-site has already been given up. Swass already finds Daryl trying to dash in.
Yep, Swass playing the second duelist really as Sage here.
Yeah. Ra goes for one. Look at what the
hello?
position Ra has gotten. Completely misses the shot at first. Oh my god, it ends with an absolutely ridiculous round with Ra finally coming in with the backstab on both players. I don't, man, that's an interesting clip for sure, Jake. But still, casuals, even though it was definitely not as one-sided as the match we just saw, still, casuals definitely showing themselves to be the better team and still maintaining their #1 spot here in the league up against No Guidance tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boys, I'm just coming back online to that. I'm really impressed by Jitterbug. Honestly, he popped off,
Yep.
had some solid rounds. That was Jitterbug, Saintic, and Jump really like held their own. You know, I love the sky pick from J Boy.
Yeah.
That's what you guys predicted, but this game was a lot closer than I expected.
Well, yeah, I mean, considering it's the first place team against the last place team, that definitely isn't what it looked like in the server tonight. You know, definitely there were those rounds that No Guidance won. They weren't just cheesy, right? They definitely outskilled them in certain positions, and they made really good use of abilities. But at the same time, you really have to compliment casuals. Raw coming up clutch, top of the scoreboard with the Omen, so good on that Omen. And, you know, and just in general, casuals, I think they won so many aim duels. You've got to, your utility's got to be pretty damn good if you want to overcome that much skill, and No Guidance just weren't able to do it. Casuals a great performance tonight as well. Now, those two teams are going to play another game off stream. We have got to take off after we finish breaking this one down, but we will continue to keep that website updated on those stats and on those results. But what we know now is that both of these teams will stay. Casuals and Mostly Harmless are going to stay in their same position. So casuals are going to stay on top at that #1 spot, while Mostly Harmless are going to stay at #2. So definitely going to be an interesting, next few weeks as we inch closer and closer to the playoffs, where you can see the top 3 have definitely emerged and the bottom 3 are definitely not out of it yet. It's going to be a really exciting time.
Absolutely.
Indeed. Did you guys want to break down that last game, or do we think it's pretty self-explanatory? How you guys feeling? I want to know
Well,
your
we
thoughts.
chatted a little. I mean, like you said, Jitterbug was really great. I think casuals, they didn't do anything crazy, right? They
No.
played a pretty standard composition. They played the way you often see Bind played. They had really great defense in particular, just so staunch, getting that 8-4 scoreline, and just continued to. And they had a sort of an attack focused team with the Phoenix and Rays and Omen. So they were really able to just close it out kind of like we expected they would. I think this game went more or less as expected. We knew No Guidance would take it to them, but I think that casuals were the better team on the day, and they showed it.
Yeah. I think one thing I do want to highlight for the side of No Guidance is I do like this composition coming out from them.
Hmm.
Single duelist, a lot of utility. It puts a lot of pressure on your duelist though. And here we saw,
Yep.
you know, it was hard. It was hard,
Yes.
but I just want to see them work on this. I want to see them come back and have a better idea of how to play this composition and how to empower their Jet to be able to do more for the team. Because I want to be honest, I don't know if Jet was able to accrue her ult even
Yep.
maybe once a half.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
something we'd really like to see is the team use their utility to open up space for Jet rather than just saying like, "Hey, Jet, go make us space." You're our only
Yeah.
duelist.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I think that the composition is interesting, but you've got to drill that execution a little bit more.
Yep.
But you know what? It's all learning experience here, right? Like, I mean, you can see how, like, you guys are saying right from the beginning, casuals are the ones reviewing the demos. They're the ones going back and kind of looking back at their talent. For anybody who wants to get better at the game, you should absolutely do that. If you can, record your gameplay, go back into your competitive games and reevaluate your decisions and I hope we see that in No Guidance. Like we were saying, like they definitely put up a fight, but. I really want to see more to them. I feel like all the Valorant teams are very. I feel like they all think the same way, but the ones maybe who have like the CS experience of a little bit better, snappier aim might have that little advantage. But I think they're getting closer. I mean, we say that with the blowout coming from Mostly Harmless against Dragon, but I feel like this game felt good. So I'm excited to see where we're going from here. That being said, I think we are done. I don't think any players are coming in this evening. So, gentlemen, I'll let you have your last words. Jake, we'll start with you.
I mean, I had a great time. Thanks so much for having me.
Have a good night, everybody. Short and sweet. Let's do it.
All right, Wes, we'll probably see you back tomorrow, maybe myself tomorrow. It all depends. Either way, somebody will be here at the Canadian Esports Championship Series. We have Black Ops Cold War on Friday, League of Legends, Rocket League all weekend long, so make sure to stay tuned to those socials. I want to say a big shout out to our sponsors. Stay tuned for the next 83 seconds. That's when all of our sponsor information is going to go out. Thank you so much for everybody who believes in us. Thanks for the chat. And as always, I'm Wilby. I will be seeing you next time.